Welcome back to another motivational story that will inspire you to see success differently. Today, we'll explore a tale that teaches us the quiet power of wisdom and patience, how those who don't show off can still win big in life. This is the story of a clever minister, his misunderstood son, and a lesson in quiet success. Let's begin. Once, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a very clever minister in the court of a wise king. This minister was known throughout the land for his sharp thinking and brilliant problem-solving. No major decision in the kingdom was made without his advice. He was the king's most trusted aide. But as always, when someone rises high, envy begins to brew. Other ministers and nobles in the court grew jealous of his wisdom and closeness to the king. One day, while discussing daily matters, the king turned to the minister and said something surprising. He said, "You are smart, but your son is quite foolish. He doesn't seem to have any sense." The minister was stunned. He respected the king, but this comment hurt. He calmly asked, "Your Majesty, why do you say my son is foolish?" The king replied, "Every morning, I meet your son in the market. I ask him a simple question. What's more valuable, gold or silver? And every single time, he says silver." The court burst into laughter. The minister, feeling embarrassed, remained silent and went straight home. Back home, the minister called his son and asked directly, "Son, which metal is more valuable, gold or silver?" Without hesitation, the son replied, "Gold, father." The minister was puzzled. He asked, "Then why do you tell the king that silver is more valuable every day? The entire court mocked you today because of that." The son smiled and said, "Come with me, father." The son led his father to his room. He opened a small wooden box. To the minister's surprise, it was filled to the top with shiny silver coins. The minister asked, "Where did all these come from?" The son replied, "Every day, the king plays a little game. He places 2 coins before me, 1 silver, 1 gold, and asks me to take the more valuable one. I always pick silver." The minister was confused. But why? Why pick the silver when you know gold is worth more? The son explained, "Because the moment I take the gold, the game ends. The king won't find it amusing anymore, and I'll stop receiving a coin every day. Right now, he enjoys it when I pick silver and say it's more valuable. He laughs, gives me the silver coin, and walks away happy." He smiled again and said, "Why trade a single gold coin for 100 silver ones?" The minister was speechless. What the world saw as foolishness was, in fact, cleverness. His son wasn't slow. He was quietly wise. He understood that sometimes playing the fool leads to greater gain. From that day on, whenever anyone called his son foolish, the minister would smile. He knew something they didn't. He had learned that true wisdom often hides behind simplicity, and not all cleverness needs to be loud. In our world today, many people feel the need to prove themselves constantly. Some shout about their achievements, needing attention and praise. But others, like the minister's son, achieve quietly. They don't show off. They don't need to. They focus on steady growth, smart decisions, and long-term rewards. Remember, just because someone isn't loud doesn't mean they aren't winning. Success doesn't always shine like gold. Sometimes it looks like silver, collected 1 coin at a time. So what can we learn from this story? Let others underestimate you. Don't chase approval. Chase results. Patience and quiet strategy can bring greater rewards than flashy moves. If you know what you're doing is right, keep going. People may call you crazy, odd, or even foolish, but that's only because they don't see the bigger picture you're working toward. The world often mocks what it doesn't understand. Thank you for listening to this story. If it touched your heart or made you think differently, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Be patient, be kind, stay focused. And remember, quiet success is still success. See you next time with another inspiring story.